I never believed in ghosts. Old buildings make weird noises, that's all. When I moved into a crumbling 1930s Cairo apartment, I expected creaks and drafts, nothing more. The place was charming, cheap, and perfect for my research project. But then I noticed a cold draft in my bedroom closet coming from nowhere. I stuffed a towel against the back wall, but the draft kept pushing through. One night, I leaned on the closet's back panel. It felt hollow. I knocked, solid on one side, echoing on the other. My curiosity got the better of me. I searched for a seam and found a tiny notch near the floor. I pulled. The panel groaned open, revealing a pitch-black space. The draft hit me, thick with dust and something metallic. I stared into the darkness, heart pounding, skepticism wavering. Cairo's noise faded away. All I could hear was my own breath. I hesitated, but the urge to know what was behind that wall was overwhelming. I grabbed my phone for light and stepped forward. The unknown waited, silent and cold. I told myself it was just an old storage space, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd just opened something that should have stayed closed. I stood there, caught between fear and fascination, and then I stepped inside. My flashlight revealed a windowless 6-foot cube, cold as a freezer. The walls were covered in frantic scratch marks, desperate gouges everywhere. In the center, a single wooden chair facing a blank wall. No lamp, no table, just the chair, and the chaos on the walls. The silence was suffocating, as if sound itself was trapped. I circled the chair, my footsteps echoing. On the floor, deliberate scratches formed words. Don't listen. It lies. Near the wall. Who are you? This wasn't a storage room. It was a cage. Someone had been trapped here, leaving warnings for whoever found it next. I backed out, heart racing, and shut the panel tight. I tried to rationalize, maybe a panic room, maybe a strange artist. But the desperation in those scratches was too real. I barricaded the closet, hoping to forget. That night I barely slept, haunted by the image of that empty chair. The apartment felt different now, like I wasn't alone. I told myself it was just nerves, but deep down I knew something had changed. That night a faint clicking started behind my bed, the wall with the hidden room. I blamed pipes, but the sound was too deliberate. Every time I listened, it stopped. When I tried to sleep, it returned. Then came the sleep paralysis, frozen, unable to move, the clicking now inside my room. I felt a crushing weight, a cold dread, and a presence watching me. 2 weeks later, I found a note on my kitchen table. Are you alone? I lived alone. The doors were locked. No one should have been inside. More notes appeared. Do you feel it? Why did you look? Each one chipped away at my sanity. The questions weren't threats, they were worse. They meant I was being watched. The entity wasn't just haunting me, it was studying me. The clicking, the paralysis, the notes, it was all a game and I was losing. I tried to ignore it, but the fear grew. I realized I wasn't just living with a ghost. I was being hunted by something intelligent, and it wanted answers. My answers. Sleep vanished. I camped on the sofa, lights blazing, nerves shot. Every sound felt like a threat. I was jumpy, exhausted, unraveling. At work, I couldn't focus. At home, I felt watched, eyes in every shadow. I started seeing things in the corners of my vision, shapes that vanished when I looked. Was it sleep deprivation or was something really there? I finally cornered my landlord, Mr. Hassan, in the courtyard. I asked about the noises, the cold, the feeling of being watched. He looked at me, sadness in his eyes, and whispered, "Some places are not meant for remembering. It is better to leave things forgotten." He wouldn't say more. His warning confirmed my fears. He knew about the room I couldn't forget. The knowledge was a splinter in my mind. Whatever was in that room now knew I was aware of it. Mr. Hassan's advice came too late. The thing in my apartment wasn't going to let me go. The notes felt less like a game, more like an interrogation. I was trapped and it was just getting started. I realized some questions should never be asked. The final night, the clicking stopped. Silence pressed in, suffocating. I packed to leave, hands shaking, desperate to escape. The cold thickened, cabinets and doors slammed open, lights died. I screamed, fumbling for my phone's flashlight. In the darkness, a slow scratching came from the bedroom wall, the one hiding the secret room. I crept forward, compelled by terror and curiosity. On the wall, fresh gouges spelled out my name. Below it, "Found you." I didn't scream, I just ran. I left everything behind. Bag, wallet, passport. I bolted down 5 flights and out into the chaos of Cairo's dawn. I never went back. Some doors are meant to stay closed. Some questions are better left unasked. Because sometimes the thing on the other side is listening and eventually it will answer. I learned that the hard way.